Hello everybody, they call me Muse and this is the last hero of Nostalgaia, where we've got some remembering to do. Particularly this set of armour that we're wearing. Now, I look back at the footage and I remember a way that we can go to get to the Keep of the Stolen Crown, but there's also this way I think, but there's also... What are you doing here? You're right there, chap.
That means hello, or, I think that's how she said it. I'm learning from the Maiden Crone. She knows what you did in the narrator's chambers, and now she's gonna open your throat. No, wait.
That sounds threatening.
No. She's gonna open up hope.
That's bad.
Learning is fun. She said to tell you that heroism needs no longer be the spirit of division.
Fair enough.
Oops. Heroism need no longer be the spirit of division.
Thanks, Fran. Now, that wasn't quite the door I was looking for, but we'll probably have to investigate it at some point soon. What I wanted to do was come down here and go through that door, because I think that leads to the... Or is that not even the right door? There's definitely a door around here that leads back to the Keep of Stolen Crown. Maybe it was that previous one. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. Who can say at this point? What's up, Nero?
I'm not too proud to admit. You've taught me much, old friend. Rules cannot prevent a hero from fulfilling their destiny. We were not spawned accepted, so we surpassed expectation. Look upon me now, great ones. Look and tremble! I will face the pipe layer.
Cool. That saves us a job. Well, thanks for watching this series, guys. Nero's gonna finish it all off for us. And we can just sit around, I guess.
I make my own destiny.
Good man. You got anything new, Vengeance?
Why do you pester me?
Oh, so we can offer you this heirloom.
I told you, it's forgotten. Oh. It's so easy to forget. Too easy. A realm's value does not come from its sovereign. A good sovereign is but a servant to a land worth serving. We can bind such meaning to a symbol, but meaning does not belong to symbols. It belongs to those who hold those symbols as meaningful. We, who will never be meaningful ourselves, can give them such weight. To take comfort in them, I suppose. Better they be transformed. Carry forth what is meaningful, and shed the rest for hope.
Fair enough.
I was never meant to sit upon a throne, and never shall I. But what of you? The pipe player took his with benevolent intentions. Does that surprise you? One cannot see the error in their own ambition, especially when they are told they are a savior. So answer me this, hero, that I might understand your destiny. Should you evict Mercutio? Will you take his throne and rule Nostalgaia where he failed?
I mean, that sounds like I would also probably end up failing too, so I will not rule Vengeance.
I see. Thank you. You have a destiny to fulfill, hero.
We do, I guess. Now, what about you, old man?
Gone off script, have you? Most noble heroes follow the path prescribed. Between you and I do not know how heroic that truly is. A single great one yet remains between you and an open heart, the pipe layer, cloistered within the lair of the adversary. When you have done all else you require, seek the unbreachable moor beneath Oarshaft village. There's a well-traveled path along the now sunken crater.
Interesting.
When you have done all else there is a well...
So, we are very close to endgame, it would appear. Is there anything happening in the heart right now? Doesn't look as if there's anything new going on. Yeah, still a bit of memory flitting about, not much. So yeah, next step. Keep of the Stolen Crown. Let's remember what we need to remember over there, i.e. this suit of armour. And then we had more to do in the depths, Festival Row, I believe. Now, there's another door, but we can't get through that. But yeah, this elevator, if I'm remembering right, which is always a dodgy prospect, takes us to the keep. So, we've got Warlock's Wilds in that direction. Ah, maybe this actually takes us to the big staging area that links up Warlock's Wilds with a whole bunch of other places. Right, so maybe the quickest way to the keep was to go back through that beacon, which was in the middle of start of sequence. But we're out here now, so I'll just jog back. It shouldn't take too long to get to where we need to be. Now what? We've got options. Is that the elevator that just took us back down below? Yeah, that's the one that takes us back to the start of sequence, I think. But if we head up the stairs, there's an elevator in this next room, I think, which takes us all the way back up to the top. This one. Because I'm pretty sure we're going for Thunder Schonenberg's room. My wearer yearned to be the shape within the silhouettes of her posters. And I guess her posters were in her bedroom, as it were. Did this elevator take us up further still? Yeah, it did. Good. Saves having to fight our way through a bunch of haunted armour again. So that was generally the Monarch's room, I think, and her room was upstairs. Here? It's very purple. And yeah, heroes will come. So, Blade the Bold wanted to be one of these hero types. Now, let's have a look, shall we? There we go. Good. So, the air had been programmed for one purpose: to confirm that heroes who saved Nostal Gaia were accepted and desired. For this, their manifestations were perfectly tailored to counter any given hero's insecurity. My hero yearned for nothing more than to be the heir's saviour. Storming the Pirate Layer's lair had been considered, but that seemed a little bit brash. Mercutio would not hand over the object of his own validation so easily. My hero decided instead that caution and patience would win the day. His bum fell asleep in me as he sat within the heir's abandoned bedchambers and waited. Keep of the Stolen Crown had not yet been claimed by any of the Great Ones, so it seemed a safe place to reflect on his bravery. When the heir returned, my hero would be waiting there to save her. She would validate his greatness, but she never came. Rumours circulated that the heir had thrown off his shackles as damsel and escaped from Mercutio's lust. My wearer despaired that nobody else would be able to prove his worth. So, we've got the heir, the princess, as it were. The monarch's crown is stolen, and the princess is kidnapped. But then it sounds as though the princess has decided that rather than be a damsel in distress, she's going to go out and forge her own way. Did she then become, perhaps, the maiden that's been training up the innocent? Could well be the case, I feel. Either way, we should probably just port back to another fire. But was there another suit of armour I was going to try? Have we got the equip load to wear Brendan Merkel's gear? Because that would be fitting for a final encounter against the heroes. Equip load 77. We're not doing a lot of rolling, so it doesn't matter if we're fat rolling really, does it? Right, so our next stop is the depth, where we've got the projector shield at the very least to remember. So, bioluminescent creatures flitting on the site of my hero's fall. I've got a vague idea of where that might be, but let's work our way back to the depths first. Alright, so we've got one relic in here that can be remembered. I suppose we'll deal with these buggers if they're going to be a pain and actually do real damage to us. Now, if we go down this side, we can sneak through a door into a staging area, can't we? Yeah, we can. Good. That saves us running through much of the depths. Now let's head back over to this flat point. Yeah, there's fireflies over there. Good. I figured this had to be a point eventually, just because it's a flat point. It's got to lead to something. So, my hero was given the moniker DRY by her mentor for Sandwich found in her protege a dedicated rebel youngling. Having repeatedly respawned from a fatal encounter with Mercutio's mushroom tops, Sandwich tasked my wearer to scout a vulnerability in the pipe layer's operations. DRY obeyed without question for its validation she sought above all else. From a vantage point within the depths, perched above the stolen lair of the adversary, my hero deduced a goal worth breaking protocol for. So we're above the lair of the adversary, are we? That'll be that bit down there then. But DRY, that's a mystery. Speaking of, so those two I think we know about. That's going to be in the lair of the adversary or thereabouts. That one's location is known by a relic whose memory lingers in the lair. Very well. And that one is known by a relic whose memory lingers in Ore Shaft. So it's a memory that lingers in Ore Shaft. It's not a memory that's been found in Ore Shaft, so we haven't got that one yet. But this one is known by a relic whose memory was found in the depths. A vantage point within the depths, perched above the stolen lair of the adversary. Is that a different vantage point? Because this one is also perched above the lair of the adversary. Or is that talking about... We could try down there just to see if anything rings a bell. Well, this doesn't look much like a spot. My hero sought one thing above all else. That one might remain a mystery for now as well. I suppose it's possible I'm not going to get all of these before I finish the game. It'd be nice to, but I don't know if we will. Let's try up here. This is a vantage point above the lair. Preferably we don't die in the process of looking. Nope, doesn't seem to help. So our next destination is Festivity Row, isn't it? Because we had a couple of things in there that needed remembering. Here we go. So we've got this loot. Something around the stage area. Often led them to pound one another. Could be something to do with that heavy weight that's above the stage that we never figured out. And then, yeah, we got the other one at the banana tree, which I have an inkling about. Mostly because it's a banana tree and it's a big hammer. And I feel that might tie in with old Mercutio in some way. So what's the quickest way to the row from where we are now? That just takes us down to the grinder's room, doesn't it? So we'll be out this way somewhere. Yeah, so we don't really need to scrap with much in here, but heck with it. We can one-shot them with crits. That's nice. We don't mind that at all. Although that lad's not even paying attention to us, so off we go. And here we are, Festivity Row. Well, I say here we are, we're not quite there yet, but we're almost there. Here we are. Now, you're going to stab at these lads. Who's going to win? Or are you both going to go for me? Excellent. Now, I've actually got a fast enough weapon now that we can deal with those awful grabby buggers, hopefully. Because they are the worst. Okay, that one's still got us. But then we can deal with them before they can stab us again. It's not as though we mind stabbing up a few things, getting a bit of extra XP here and there. I shall miss this world once we're done with it. It's been an extremely fun game to play. This was the stage area, but do we want to be upstairs first? Because we want to get into the bit up there. We also want to be down the bottom, but we need to be in both places, basically. You guys are still gits. I hate you. Worst enemy in the game. For sure. Ah. So now I'm fast enough, but my swing is too short, so they just avoid it. There we go, running attacks. Maybe I should have been doing running attacks with my big bonker, and that would have dealt with them successfully. Oh well. Live and learn. Might come in handy for future playthroughs, of which I'm sure I'll do a few. Right. Everyone's trying to throw shit at us. That's not going to help if we're trying to get stuff done. But will your projectiles travel through this 4-turn way? Or are we safe? Now, weapons. Yes, there we go. The Loot Heroes loot. A Dex Axe. Nice. So, toward the end of the Age of Heroes, the Almighty, quite frankly, was getting desperate. Any semblance of rhythm or tempo as to when heroes should spawn had long since been lost. It's more common for multiple competing heroes to occupy the same world than not. Like many of these ambitious heroes, my wielder fell to the temptation of the Great Ones. Like many of these ambitious heroes, my wielder was felled by a rival before the Great Ones even knew he was playing. So yeah, can't go wrong with a good old Guitar Hero reference here and there. But yeah, there's a banana tree. Let's clear out some enemies so we can get close to it, shall we? Ah, we got stopped mid-swing because apparently poise isn't the thing in this game, and even the smallest of hits, when you're wearing the heaviest of armour, will ruin your day. That's one change I would make to this game. One thing I don't like about it is the way that poise is just a non-existent stat, it seems. Also the way these guys are little shit, so I'd probably change that as well. If I stand still long enough, is he going to find a place to land? Yeah, he is. Now, fruit tree. Hammer. It's a great club. So my hero was on a rampage to dethrone the pipe player and swing into the top spot. He had gone ape on all who challenged him. And though his tactics were primitive, he was on a roll. It was all that damnable chilled freak that distracted him. Merkel had a gift for peeling back a hero's identity to find their weakness. Picked a bunch of heroes and smushed them all. My new owner improved me with insertions of jagged scrap metal. So, former owner of this may well have been some sort of ape? Some sort of king monkey of some sort? And then Merkel ended up besting him and taking the hammer. And now, maybe, just maybe, we've run out of stuff that we can really remember at this point without further information. Or without heading to the unreachable moor and whatnot. So, what is the swiftest way for us to return to where we might need to be? I mean, I suppose I could use another fireplace stone, but I'm actually kind of running out of them now. That bridge is still broken. So yeah, perhaps we run back down to our shortcut door. And then... is there an elevator from Festival Row back down to Orshaft? Or perhaps we carry on down to the stage level. Because I'm pretty sure there's a way from the stage back to Orshaft. Oh, you're not even touching me. That's just a bull. Yeah, we can go through here. And then there's a gate somewhere, isn't there? That's where we fought an anti-hero. That way ahead would lead down into the quest reward vault. But this way leads us back to a gate which leads us to the top of Orshaft once again. Some of it's being pieced together in this old noggin of mine. Not a lot, but some of it. So, do we get a bit more equip load and just increase our chance? We need like 3-4 more levels to be able to mid-roll again. Are we going to get that before we face the end, or are we better off with more luck? I hope the answer's more luck, because that's what we've gone with. Now we find ourselves back in the square. There's old Hoover, just hanging around as normal. Should probably go and see our old friend, the Easy Maker, see what's going on. Hi, friend. You okay? No, I think he's done. He's just a bit mindless now. Should we end his torment? Can we end his torment? Yeah, we can. The Orshaft Trader's Mantra. That's new. I wouldn't call him an insignificant NPC, to be honest. So, never ever forget. I love heroes. A hero will come. Yeah, he tried his best, but even that wasn't sufficient. So, yeah, poor chap's gone. But out here, we find ourselves at the end game. Let's just make our way down. Past these big halberd lads, who are no match for us now. Unlike all the way back in the day when we were getting ourselves a nice new big sword. Ooh, big bonks. Yeah, 2 shots. No problem. Ooh, stamina. Kind of need that. And so yeah, the eyes are lit up. They may have been earlier, I'm not sure. There's some sort of horrible contraption up ahead. And we're going to stumble into that and die next time. Thanks for watching, friends.